Hi there, I hope you're well, all well. Um, this is sort of a collection of ferns. There are some other things here like heathers and cyclamen. It's a bit chewed up, the cyclamen actually. I need to investigate that. And in this little planter on the wall, some alpines. What I'm trying to do here is get like a winter display where different contrasting different shades of green and leaf shapes. And it's also like a utility area, so it's where all the dustbins are and things like that. So I'm just trying to make it more attractive. I've got a lot more work to do yet on it, but this is just one side. I sort of like the challenge of taking somewhere where you would perhaps normally have plants and turning it into something a little bit more appealing. So that's what I've done with these ferns. I haven't, by the way, spent the wealth and fortune you've given to me yet, but I have very recently decided what I'm going to buy, but I'm going to keep that as a surprise. Yeah, so this is the way to the back door. You can see I've got 3 pots up there. I haven't organised that area yet because it looks like a little bit not very interesting. It's full of cyclamen, but anyway. So I've got this contrast here of leaf shapes, leaf colours and so on, which I quite like. And this part of the garden doesn't really get any sun at this time of year. It might get a little bit towards the end of the day. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, I hope college and school is going well. Just take a little walk down the garden. Got to rake up the leaves. You can see where the sun is, right? So the lawn is now in shadow, so we're early November. It probably won't get any direct sun again this time of day until February. So when you're a little bit older and you're buying houses, think about the orientation of the garden, right? You really want a bit of east, west or south facing garden. But don't put your conservatory on the south, will you, or you'll cook yourselves. I did these pots. These are all lily pots. I just brightened them up a little bit. Got them ready. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was how the alpine collection is coming along. A bit of tidying up to do here, but anyway, here we are. Okay, so you can see pretty well. I don't know how many plants I've got now, but they're not super expensive. They're like, I think they're about £2 each. So, I mean, which is a lot of money, I guess, at your age. But I don't go out buy expensive clothes or things like that. So that's what I tend to spend my money on. And so, yeah, and what I've been doing is replacing all the plastic labels with these wooden labels, which I got from Hobbycraft. I think they're cheaper than the ones in the garden centre. And the idea is that something will be flowering almost every day during the winter. This is Amiria maritima, and this is the same sort of thing, but it's got white. It's probably going to open. Yeah, so I'm getting lots of little flowers coming. You can see that they're going to open. There's one here, and so growing alpines is completely new territory for me. I don't really know anything about it at all, but so I'll probably make lots of mistakes, but don't worry about making mistakes when you're studying, because you learn from mistakes. Make them before the exam and not in the exam, basically. And again, you've got all these leaf forms, which are lovely. I've ordered some staging for the other side of the greenhouse here, so I'll have more staging, but I'll be able to take it apart to grow my tomatoes in the summer. Still flowering at the it's a bit untidy this side, but we've still got stuff flowering. So that's what happened to that, you can see. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to encourage this bud here. Anyway, what I was going to say is I've got some more potting up to do here. Is a lot of people, doom and gloomsters, coming on TV and saying, oh, all these kids losing out on school, they won't do so well and all the rest of it. Well, I don't think that's really true. I think how well you do will be down to you, so don't worry about too much about time off for COVID and things like that. I mean, for example, my mother's school was bombed during the Second World War, and so she had to take herself off to the local library, and then they bombed the local library, so she just had to read at home. And when I was a young guy, sat at home in my 30s or late 20s watching University Challenge, I might be lucky to get 1 or 2 questions right, but my mother would just be sat there reeling off all the answers about poetry, history, English literature, all self-taught. So, you know, how you do will really depend on how hard you work. So don't think to yourself, oh dear, I'm going to miss time out of school or college because of COVID and I won't do as well. You will do as well. Just, you know, just do it. Take every opportunity you can to study and you'll be absolutely fine. Don't worry. Anyway, bye from the Lamberhurst greenhouse. I'll have to show you my tools in my workshop soon, but I haven't unpacked them yet. Anyway, so this is there's some under the bench as well, but they're not perhaps as interesting. But I've been down here and I built this new trellis staging yet the other day. But so I've got some of the collection under here where the babies are as well. Okay. Anyway, good luck.